Whatever a sun will always sing is you. Chapter 7. Trust. If you haven't heard the previous chapters of this story, check out the description box for links, or click on the card in the upper right corner for the playlist. Hope you enjoy the chapter. As the magical butterflies cleansed the city, Shanhua could tell that Ladybug was frazzled. It was in her red-rimmed eyes, her anemic smile, the droop of her shoulders. She'd pushed herself to the limit yet again, and he felt like he hadn't been much help this time. He contemplated going after her as soon as the fight ended, but if they met in public, they couldn't be themselves. So instead, he chose to de-transform in his room and text her. Ladybug, I know you must be tired, but could you come over? Please? I need you. He left it vague, figuring she would put on the stoic act if he let on that he knew she wasn't okay. She wouldn't be able to resist doing him a favor, though. It might have been a touch manipulative, but it was for a good reason. "5 minutes later found her climbing in through his open window, all bright smiles. You called, my prince? At your service. Yup. He gathered her into his arms. Like I said, I needed you. For what? To give you this. He kissed the top of her head, squeezing her tighter. And to remind you that you're amazing, brilliant, and beautiful, and that all of Paris loves you for everything you do. And with those few simple words, she came undone, dissolving into gasping sobs as she buried into his shoulder, hugging him as if she were drowning and he were the only thing keeping her afloat. He rocked her back and forth, rubbing between her shoulder blades and whispering sweet nothings into her hair. He knew how much the fear of messing things up took a toll on her. She worried about being a worthy guardian, about making the right judgment calls, about remembering to tie all the right knots at the end of each battle. Today had been a mess. Lives were at stake, and she would have blamed herself if anything had gone wrong. He wished he could do something to lighten her mental stress instead of just providing comfort. Then he realized, maybe there was something he could do. Why don't you let Shanhua be Ladybug sometimes? The unexpectedness of his suggestion made her tears stop. You mean, switch Miraculous? Let him lead? Yeah. Adrien bit his lip, suddenly less confident. You trust him, right? Ladybug was silent. I'm sure he could do it. Speaking as a civilian, I'd trust my life to him. Adrien bluffed, praying she wouldn't shoot him down too harshly. Maybe he should have stayed silent and spared himself the pain of hearing that she didn't think he was up to it. He'd never let you get hurt, I'm sure of it. He'd never let Paris down. He braced himself for her response. Of course I trust him. Her voice was small but not hesitant. It's just, what if something happened to him? I wouldn't be able to throw my lucky charm and get him back. Her voice broke on the last word, and her face contorted as she let loose a fresh torrent of tears. Guilt socked Adrien in the stomach. He hadn't realized how much it hurt her every time he got taken out of commission. Drawing her chin upward, he trailed kisses up the saltwater streams that imprinted her cheeks and the mask, drinking her tears and making them disappear. Her eyelids fluttered like fragile butterfly wings as he kissed them. Nothing will happen to him, he soothed. I'm sure he knows not to be reckless when everybody's counting on him. Could I admit something to you? I'm listening. I'm afraid of not being able to fix things. I have nightmares about it sometimes. My plans go all wrong, or I get akumatized, or I throw my lucky charm and it doesn't work. People are dead. Paris is destroyed. Shh. It's okay, Lovebug. He led her over to the sofa and pulled her into his lap. Those dreams aren't real. Don't worry, she murmured as she wrapped an arm around his waist, placing her ear against his heart. I will always do my best to make sure none of that happens. Adrien smiled sadly. She was worried her insecurity would make Adrien's hope and faith in her falter. Ladybug was supposed to be an infallible figure. It hurt to see her putting up walls in front of him, thinking she had to pretend to be stronger than she was. It's okay to be scared, Bug, he comforted. I know you'll do your best, and I'm not worried that your fear will make you weak. Just be yourself around me. Let me be your strength sometimes. Tugging on the ribbons of her pigtails, he was surprised when they came loose easily, allowing him to run his fingers through her silken hair. She lay against his chest with her eyes closed, though her brow was still creased in distress, and silent tears continued to leak into his shirt. He pulled over a fluffy white throw blanket that was folded at the end of the couch and shook it out over the both of them. There, snug as a bug. Ladybug hummed in contentment, and Adrien stroked her hair again. Inside, however, his spirits were sinking. She didn't feel comfortable with him taking her place, even temporarily. Just think about what I suggested, okay? He kept his tone light. Okay, I'll think about it. Thank you for listening to Chapter 7 of Whatever a Sun Will Always Sing Is You. If you liked it, why not show your support by giving the video a thumbs up or leaving a comment? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for future updates to this story. Until next time.